So, human or man is part man, is part animal and part something else. Every different type of ghost or cryptid or alien distraction uh, is, you know, the way that they get debunked is like, we're waiting for them to get debunked, but when they get debunked, it's like it's pretty freaking thorough. It's like you catch red-handed, you know what I mean? Wizard of Oz, you catch the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, like, with a megaphone or whatever. And he and human is still part animal and part something else. If you want to look up something, ghosts, cryptid, that's kind of fun. I do that when I'm bored, you know. Aliens, distraction, demiurge, pantheisms, like you know, even like magic stuff. So okay, like when you peel back that all the cryptids, aliens, and ghosts were all man-made hoaxery and distractions, man is still only part animal. So what's left, what remains, is just magic. How did it get to be so much magic? Because the uh, the magic, the way that it comes into the earth, the kingdom of earth, is like less than a grain of sand, and it's pulled by the like why how come the earth is not as hot as like Mercury, or one side of the moon, or fucking, like Mars is still freaking like hotter, right? No, Mars is like the weather on Mars is the same as Earth, isn't it? I mean, I'm talking about the temperature. Uh, but there's something about atmosphere and rotation that Mars is still a pressure cooker or something like this. So, you know, oh shit. There was men existed on the planet that Mars and Earth both came from when it split up. So how come they're so round? You know what I mean? But then again, like a lot of time and a lot of centrifugal force and gravity, right? It's gonna make it round again, especially since it wasn't all hard material when it was split off and still spent in a heat. Uh, you know, a nightmare. Basically, it was a nightmare. So, because nightmare comes from the word mares, and mares were sent to destroy Hercules from Tiamat, and Tiamat is now the name of the rock belt that is around Mars. But before that, it was a planet. Okay, so anyway, let's go. Somehow man jumped. Okay, we weren't always idiots. We weren't always stupid. We were able to jump from one celestial body to another. So, how you would wonder, how is magic the only thing? No, you wouldn't wonder. If I'm not wondering, you're not wondering. I'm looking for the right or adequate like cataclysm. I mean, it's better than breaking it all down to like atoms and stuff, it's just cataclysm. Like we don't. Our beginning of the world prophecy is not talking about something that might actually be true, but it's so fucking. It's like it's close to something where I can keep part of it. Okay, so instead of Big Bang, right? There is a layer between the dimensions that are like waves, and these waves almost never come within proximity to be able to be so shallow or thin that one, two of those dimensions will actually touch and spark. But that's a miserable amount of years to even hang out. So instead of in creation, for us, it doesn't have to be when all of these chemical compounds and everything decide to come together. It is the last traumatizing event or experience for a fucking minute. We're hysterical, right? We're hysterical, which is like hue and color, or you know, um, it's like in and out too. Like so subatomic particles that are deteriorating as everything does deteriorate, blink in and out of existence when there's nothing left but the electron, and it doesn't have a nuclei or anything. It's just like spinning around. It doesn't have anything in it, right? So it can come in and out of physicality, and this stuff's in like miserably like mundane. Like it's just like radio waves in space and freaking vacuum that's inhospitable. You can't hear or see anything. Your eyes would pop, your eardrums would just implode. So there's just like there's no point, right? But you have aggregate experience from a condition brought on about by the triple state of water, atmosphere, and microbials, and biochemical reactions, right? That create not climate, but ecology. It's ecology within climates. Doomed. But, okay, doomed, but there might be something that is and it's a operating system that can participate in multiple ecologies or something like that. So you can't smash out the life, you can't crush out the life on the planet. It's not soup. It's not soup or anything. There's an application for the word primordial, but it doesn't apply to anything like soup or anything like that. It's more magical. But we're not enthralled because it sounds like some like, okay, man, I don't know, how much more of this shit do we have to endure? Because this isn't like to learn about like these things such as like magic, sorcery stuff. You have to like endure or something. I'm not agreeing to it, but we can apply certain aspects that we want to aggregate or cultivate, like Ebony Prince. Like the way he's going about is like so calamitous. There's like no way that you're gonna get paid. If you buy a new car and drive it off the lot, you know that the second that it rolls out of the car dealership, that it's dropped $10,000 or something like that. He's holding on to information that could be made less valuable by any other person who puts one and two together. So it's the energies. It's like you You didn't put on the armor of. It's like you're not protected by the armor of the righteous, and you didn't know you can keep fame, and that's crazy. Because I'm not just to say that it seems like I wish it would happen. It's like a report, like a crop report or something. Like, oh, you're gonna advance knowledge of insider trading and crop reports, and you're gonna offset the futures and the CBOE and the CMEO, the C. I forget what they call. I forget what they call themselves. It's like a whole realm of like business and ethics and procedures. Not procedure. Procedures is medicine. Okay, so let me break something down real quick. Like there's words that share new nomenclature. Like a practice is medicine, the law, and magic. To open up a practice or become a practitioner of something, you're dealing with the law, medicine, or magic, regardless of what my opinion is, or facts or evidence. You already understand that it's a practice. Not saying that you have to practice, but they do, but it's called a practice. Okay. Procedures is medicine. You don't really call a military operation a procedure. They have something called military exercises. Oh, it's called an exercise, even if it's hot, even if this serious is a heart attack. They still call it exercise because they're not commitment to conventional, like hot, like brinksmanship level, whatever it means to say that the enemy is at the gate or whatever. They're just saying military exercise. So what else sounds like an exercise? To combat, I don't know, dark work that somebody didn't cover up and let somebody else find it, Like, because it's supposed to operate on your belief system or whether or not you think that the practitioner who's doing spells against you is just a fucking retard, then, then why is still why? There's still why you think he's a retard and still why you don't believe that they can raise the ire of the monkey fist enough against you to become a bad influence on your health, right? Because enough people, globally, holding up the ire of the monkey fist and finding you despicable, the duplicitous mindset doesn't think that's going to be bad for their health. But that's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of the type of energy that people call from the ancestors to solve the problems that are plaguing society. So if you're not the answer, then they'll send you back and they'll be like, don't send this kind anymore. It's not what we asked for. But yeah. That's like mad, angry. Too many people around the world angry at you is not good. Even if you think that you're not served by scruples and I'll be all right, be maintained because if you really don't give a fuck, if you really didn't give a fuck, then it's almost impertinent, like it doesn't apply. So it'd be like, thank you very much and have a nice day. And there's no repercussion or anything. That magic, saying Like I don't owe you anything, you know. I'm not responsible for the crime that I'm going to commit. I'm about to commit a crime, but you don't even have a way to express eloquently the circumstances, but you find yourself living up underneath it. So I'm like a force of accusal that you couldn't redirect it back. If you learn how to catch it, stop it, turn it back around, and push it, you can take the force of any accusations hurled at you and repurpose that for the you know, to accuse, you know, where you can sing. You have to have something by which you can say somebody encroached, if they have to do something. So that's gonna stick. It's just like, but it's a reversal. It's a reversal of certain energies that are identified. So once you identify those energies, you can break them, you know. And I think the mistake that the hubristic, or even, yeah, it's like, yeah, I almost said autistic, but it's hubristic, but that once it's discovered, something will stick. It's just like, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no, you don't know what's gonna happen, like with the big enough conflict. It's on the cusp of figuring out what works for society that's going to be accepted. Whatever isn't accepted, it seems like they lose, but actually just overwhelmingly or insurmountably. Not broaching on the definition of encroaching, but overwhelmingly, just kind of eventually, even incrementally, you know, took over the whole synopsis.